Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park West. Ron Nicoletti here. It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon. 10 races to tell you about. Let's look at those track and weather conditions. It's a beautiful day in Miami Gardens, the main track fast. The turf course firm. The first race is on that fast main track, a 6-furlong sprint. These are claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. 7 runners in the field. The off-time favorite, number 4, are Lucky Dice.
Racing at GPW. Indian Myth gets the first call and goes looking for the lead. Scorched Earth is up to challenge Kubu from down toward the inside. Our Lucky Dice races between horses, and Touche is 5th early, well taken in hand. 2 back to Jubilant, and the early trailer is Peaceful Warrior Girl. They go to the opening quarter station, chasing Edgard Zayas and Scorched Earth, who lead the way by a length. Indian Myth is 2nd, Kubu 3rd. Our Lucky Dice is perched between horses 4th. Wide While 5th is Jubilant, or rather Jubilant is 2nd last, and just in front of her and improving a touch is Touche, and the trailer Peaceful Warrior Girl. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. Less than 3 furlongs to go. Scorched Earth held together up front, in front to half a length. Indian Myth is there 2nd. Our Lucky Dice had driven but gaining 3rd. Back to 4th and wide is Kubu ahead of Touche. Then back to the inside and Jubilant as they have a quarter of a mile left to go and they're at the top of the stretch. Our Lucky Dice let go on the outside toward the inside. Scorched Earth tries to battle on down the center, and a late run from Kubu. Final furlong with the advantage. It's Our Lucky Dice now by 2. Back to 2nd, that's our Indian Myth alongside Scorched Earth. Kubu is next. Touche didn't fire, but Our Lucky Dice did. And Our Lucky Dice and Nick Juarez home to win it. Indian Myth 2nd, Scorched Earth was 3rd, and Kubu finished 4th.
Number 4, Our Lucky Dive scores pays $4.20 to win. Owned by Mitchell Goldberg and Frank Catapano, trained by Marcus Vitale. And welcome back, Nick Juarez, off for a week or so and comes back in winning fashion. The second race, 7.5 furlongs. These are claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. Couple of scratches to let you know. Number 5, All This Jazz has been scratched. Also, all the eligible entries, 13, 14, and 15.
Level beginning. From between horses, Oscura and Vibrant Spirit, the first 2 to begin. There goes Light Show on the outside. Hannah Catherine's away racing in 4th, followed by Ledecky and Sweet Abdication. Far outside goes Peggotty. Pike's Peak or Bust, one of the favorites is Gray, and at the back of the group, and 2 to the trailer, Lady and Me. Trini Pleasure just ahead of her. Around the first turn they go. Oscura has the lead by a length over Light Show in 2nd. 2.5 clear of Vibrant Spirit, who's racing well 3rd. Up on the outside, it's Peggotty. From between horses, Ledecky. Anna Catherine gets a garden spot under Paco. Down toward the rail as Pike's Peak or Bust is sent 4 wide under Camacho. She's on a backstretch brush to the top. Then back to Sweet Abdication ahead of Twip to Queen. 3 clear of Trini Pleasure. Lady and Me is last as they go to the half-mile point. The leader remains Oscura by a neck. Light Show is there 2nd. Vibrant Spirit is 3rd. Pike's Peak or Bust has made it up to be 4th ahead of Hannah Catherine and Unhurried 5th. Ledecky is 6th. Racing in 7th while 3 wide is Peggotty. Then down at the inside, Trip to Queen tries to progress ahead of Sweet Abdication. Still 2nd last, Trini Pleasure. Lady and Me is still last, and nobody's got Oscura yet. Jose Bautista and Oscura trying to throw the knockout blow and spring the upset. From the outside, Pike's Peak or Bust. Asta Quick in 2nd. Vibrant Spirit cuts the corner. Then Light Show and Hannah Catherine with 1/8 of a mile to go. Oscura quickens up here. She leads it by 2.5. Vibrant Spirit is still 2nd. Back to 3rd. Pike's Peak or Bust. Then Hannah Catherine. Oscura's almost there. Vibrant Spirit can't get her. The upset is on. Oscura wins. Vibrant Spirit 2nd. Pike's Peak or Bust finished 3rd. Then Hannah Catherine.
Number 7, Oscura lights up the board and pays $38.60 to win. Owned by Santa Cruz Ranch, trained by Juan Rizzo, and ridden to victory today by Jose Batista. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have race number 3. Welcome back. 3rd race on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, a 1-mile event. These are claimers, 3-year-olds and upwards. Scratch the number 1 horse, Il Faraon.
And they're off. From between horses, Salsa Cappuccino begins nicely. Up on the outside, Proud Enough is sent along. And Proud Enough from his outside gate will look to cross and clear under Everton Bennett in the charge to the first turn. Salsa Cappuccino is now second, going to the beach is third with Midnight on Broadway on his outside. Gap of another 2 lengths to High Dandy, who's third last. Second last is Judas Sunset, and Mass Approval is last of all as they run into the backstretch. Proud Enough has the lead and has been left to his own devices. He leads the way by a length. Salsa Cappuccino is second. Midnight on Broadway, 3 wide third. Going to the beaches, back to fourth with 5 furlongs left to race. Then it's a gap of another 4 to Judas Sunset, chirped along to try to get going. Ahead of High Dandy, who's likewise asked to pick it up as Mass Approval moves up and by him as they go to the half-mile point. Now they're at the half-mile point with Proud Enough still in front, 3 parts of a length. On the outside, Salsa Cappuccino is second. Toward the inside, going to the beach now third. Midnight on Broadway is working overtime while losing ground fourth. Judas Sunset starts to make up a touch of ground from fifth. Then back to the outside in Mass Approval. High Dandy is last, and Proud Enough is still first. 5/16 to go. Proud Enough leads the way by a length and a quarter. Going to the beaches to the inside of Salsa Cappuccino. Then Midnight on Broadway with Judas Sunset and Mass Approval, and they're at the top of the stretch. Everton Bennett turns first with Proud Enough in front. Rail is open for Going to the Beach, who fires through second. Judas Sunset down the stand side with a late bid from third. Final eighth of a mile. It's still Proud Enough in front. Bennett trying to get one more 16th from him. Toward the inside and Going to the Beach, then Judas Sunset and Mass Approval. It's Proud Enough digging in, and Proud Enough is hanging on. Proud Enough and Everton Bennett for the victory. Second is Going to the Beach, then Mass Approval and Judas Sunset.
Number 8, Proud Enough wins it for owner Tage Buick, trained by Leo Minot and ridden to victory today by Everton Bennett. That horse paid $12.80 to win. Fourth race, back on the luscious turf course. This is a 5-furlong event, an allowance optional claimer. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. No scratches or jockey changes to report.
And they're off. Slow to start was Touch of Bling. She's a step last. Quick to start was Sierra Allione, who fires to the front. Brandy's Girl is going to get a good spot today. Racing up on the outside, that's Escapade up to challenge. So Escapade puts a neck in front. Back to second, Sierra Allione. Brandy's Girl is third. Bones is fourth. Then down at the inside goes Touch of Bling. On the far outside and trying to improve is Bones. And then it's a gap of another 2 to Pink Mama. Last of all is Wildcat Kate. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. It's Escapade in front, 3 parts of a length. The veteran Brandy's Girl in the 2-path second. Up on the outside, Bones is third. Sierra Allione is back to fourth, then Touch of Bling fifth, and they're at the top of the stretch. With the advantage, it's still Escapade on top by 2.5. Pianici goes to work and asks Brandy's Girl for more. Touch of Bling down the center of the race course, coming at him and coming on. Sierra Allione is next. Final eighth of a mile, Touch of Bling roused up on the outside by Paco Lopez to take the lead, and Touch of Bling will win it. Second is Escapade. I think Sierra Allione wins the photo for third over Brandy's Girl, who flattened out fourth.
Number 1, Touch of Bling, comes from off the pace and wins it today. Pays $4.80, owned by 3 Diamonds Farm, trained by Mike Maker and ridden to victory by Paco Lopez. Fifth race, a 1-mile event for maiden claiming 3-year-olds and up with 7 in the field. The off-time favorite, number 6, Outside Looking In.
And they're off. Check to last early, Ella Manuel. Enduring Arch is being chirped along by Barrios to try to get forward position from Outside Looking In and move to be second. Down at the inside, here's class-dropping Why God shooting through to challenge and take over the lead. So Why God has the lead from Little Todd, who's now second. La Leyenda pockets up third. Outside Looking In is not settling. He's up on the outside and up to challenge for the top. Enduring Arch, who won the break, is settled fifth. Then Ask the Air sixth, and 4 to the trailer, Ella Manuel. 6 furlongs left to run on the race as they bend into the backstretch. And up front, it's the 2 favorites. Why God to the inside, Outside Looking In to the outside. They're heads apart, and they're 5 furlongs from home. La Leyenda watches the action unfold under Leonel Reyes, third and down toward the inside. Then Little Todd, a length and a half in front of Ask the Air, who's gained a spot. Enduring Arch is the one who lost a spot. He's now second last, about to be last, though, as Ella Manuel gets started on his outside. Inside half a mile away, they swing to the far turn. It's Jose Alvarez and Wygod in front by a head. Outside looking in, right alongside second, two back to a driven Lally into third. Whip out fourth, running Little Todd, then Ask the Air, Enduring Arch on a rebid, and still trailing is Ella Manuel. They run to the top of the stretch. The two favorites have not let up. Toward the outside looking in. Toward the inside, it's Wygod. 5 ahead of Lalienda, then Enduring Arches. There's 3/16 to go. Wygod to the inside, outside looking in under full pressure to the outside. 4 clear of Lalienda. Wygod finding a bit more under Jose Alvarez, and he puts away the favorite outside looking in, and this is all over. Wygod responds to the last drop with an easy win in the end. He won it by 4. Outside looking in second, Lalienda third, then Ella Manuel.
Number 1, Why God wins it, pays $6.40 for owner Thomas Coleman, trained by Margaret Wethington and ridden to victory today by Jose Alvarez. We're taking a short break, and when we come back, we'll have race number 6 at Gulfstream Park West.
Zepper is pulling away. Ghost Zepper blows them away with an eye-opening performance. Awesome again has won. Ghost Zepper kicking clear. Judy the Beauty.
Welcome back. 6th race, 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. These are claimers 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch the 1, the Maestro. Also scratch number 14, Spring Up. Note the number 13, Abbott gets in and will run today.
And they're off. Clean beginning. Toward the inside, Dave Hote begins well. Here's Powerline moving in the center. Black Prong wants forward position, far outside. Here comes speed from Abbott, and Abbott's looking to cross over. And between horses, Whiskey Shiner's going to be part of the pace. So 3 across the course here, working 3 clear of Diplomatic Shaft, just getting exactly the spot he wants. 4th behind a contentious early pace. 5th is Black Prong, followed 6 by Trouble in Phoenix, who's on the outside. Dave Hote is down toward the inside, racing ahead of Regal Force, the veterans mid-flight, as they're going quickly up front. 2 back to Independent Worker, Royalston to his inside, then it's a gap of 3 to Vegas. Freudian Fall is at the back. They run into the backstretch now, and the opening quarter goes to Abbott. He worked hard to get it, but he leads the way a length and a half. Powerline is second. Back to third is Whiskey Shiner, moving up on his outside. Black Prong takes over 4th. Diplomatic Shaft has lost a bit of ground 5th. Followed 6th by Trouble in Phoenix. Regal Force is 7th, while 3 wide. Royalston held up toward the rail with Independent Worker and Dave Hote. Then it's back to Vegas, and Freudian Fall is last. But the picture is changing here inside half a mile away. Still many chances as they swing around the far turn. Up front, Chuck Lopez and Abbott have the lead. Black Prong gets first run second. Dave Hote back from Louisiana and looking for racing room third. Far outside in Diplomatic Shaft, Independent Worker's going to be spun about 5 deep as Black Prong kicks off the turn and opens up by 2. Up into second, Dave Hote trying to track him down. Independent Worker on the stand side and a late run from Freudian Fall. Final 1/8 of a mile now, and Camacho trying to get 1 more furlong from Black Prong, who's 3 on top. Dave Hote starts to gut to him now. It's Black Prong and Dave Hote. It's Black Prong to win it. Dave Hote is second. It's going to be close for third. Probably Diplomatic Shaft over Freudian Fall. Then Trouble in Phoenix.
Number 5, Black Prong. What a nice performance. Scores for owner-trainer Sarah Nagel, ridden to victory today by Sammy Camacho. That horse paid $15.80 to win. The 7th race, 7 furlongs, 2-year-olds, a full field, 14 runners, scratch both also eligible entries, number 15, Persistent Run, and number 16, Super Courage.
And they're up. Star Player from his outside gate shows a touch of speed. Lucky runs north, is looking for forward position. Emerging between horses is Valiant Appeal, and Arriva Durla is not far away as they link up with the main course. From between horses, it's now Litigant to put a neck in front. Arriva Durla to his inside is right alongside in second. After a smooth beginning, Valiant Appeal settles in off the flank of the top 2. Then back at the inside, races Money Come ahead of Zalza, who's also prominently positioned. Out wide on the course goes Lives for the Day. Dr. Allday is near the back of the field, working ahead of Star Player. 3 lengths last is Malios. There's half a mile left to go. Up front, Arriva Durla shakes clear to a length advantage. Linnigan is second. Zalza at the inside is now third. Trying to move up while 4 wide on the course is Live for the Day. Universal Payday starts to weave his way through traffic. He's about 9 lengths off the lead, and they run to the top of the stretch. 5/16 away with the advantage. Arriva Durla by a length and a quarter. Live for the Day on the outside is now second. Litigant is third. Working between horses, Money Come is next, and they're at the top of the stretch. Arriva Durla turns first with the advantage. Live for the Day on the outside is now second. Trying to get after him with 1/8 of a mile to go. Arriva Durla holding firm, leads a length and a half. Live for the Day is second. Here's a late run from Universal Payday. Final 16th of a mile. Arriva Durla's almost there. Live for the Day on the outside. Arriva Durla will win it. Very close for second, but I think Universal Payday with that late surge got second, ahead of Live for the Day third, then Malios.
Number 5, Arriva Della scores for Horse and Around Racing Stable and Dennis Smith, trained by Leo Minot and ridden to victory today by apprentice Romero Ramsey Mirage. The 8th race, a 7.5 furlong turf event. These are maiden filly 2-year-olds. Scratch the number 10, Charlotte the Brit. Also scratch number 13, La Lone.
And they're off. From the inside, Mazzobella begins nicely. Sweet Hitchhiker has speed. Big Tina's going to be forwardly placed. At least she wants to get over some. Racing ahead of the newcomer, Jen Take Charge, who tucks in down toward the inside. Followed out wide by Mary and Mike as they negotiate the first turn with the stretch-out speed of Mazzobella in front by a length and a quarter. Sweet Hitchhiker is second. Little Do is now third. Big Tina's on the outside. Mary and Mike wider than her. Jen Take Charge in and amongst rivals while 3 lengths off the pace setter. A length and a half in front of the invader Molly Corbin. She's situated about 5.5 off the lead. Then down inside goes Valley Date. She's about 6 lengths off the speed. Victims on her outside. Then up the rail goes Constantinova, and it's a gap of 2.5. The early trailer is Funny Biz. They make their way past the half mile and move to the far turn. Mazzobella in front 3/4 of a length. Sweet Hitchhiker keeps the pressure on second. Big Tina is third. Up on the outside and now fourth is Mary and Mike, then Little Do and Molly Corbin. Followed by Jen Take Charge, who's lost ground. Valley Date tries to improve on the inside as the pace picks up, and Mazzobella maintains a narrow lead. Mazzobella on the outside. Sweet Hitchhiker draws up alongside these two sprint, and they sprint 5 ahead of the rest, led by Molly Corbin and Big Tina, and they're at the top of the stretch. Sweet Hitchhiker now strides to a narrow lead. She wanders a bit down the center, and Molly Corbin coming on. Here's Molly Corbin. Valley Date with an inside lane, but Molly Corbin with all the momentum out in the center. Sweet Hitchhiker tries to stave off that rally. These two, Sweet Hitchhiker, Molly Corbin, and that's way too close to call. Sweet Hitchhiker inside, Molly Corbin on the outside, then Valley Date.
Number 8, Molly Corbin just gets up to win. It pays a nice price of $8.60, owned by St. Elias Stable and SF Racing LLC, trained by Christophe Clement and ridden to victory today by MSCL Jaramillo. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have race number 9, the first half of the late Daily Double. The Fall Turf Festival is underway at Gulfstream Park West. Mark your calendars because on Saturday, November 10th, Gulfstream will be offering 8 stakes for Florida breds, 3 on the turf, totaling $600,000. There will be 4 races for 2-year-olds, many with aspirations of competing in the winter and spring classics. Don't forget, you can watch and wager on Gulfstream Park West races in our world-class Silks Simulcast Center, located on the first floor at beautiful Gulfstream Park. Join us at Gulfstream Park and Gulfstream Park West on Saturday, November 10th. Welcome back. Our 9th race of the afternoon, a 1-mile claiming event for 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch the number 2, Jaden's Best.
And they're off. From the outside, Nephew Howard D, sent hard by Camacho. Indian Scout is going to be forwardly placed today. These two race on in the run to the first turn. From WW Concerto, Francesco Appeal emerges into the top flight. Then to the outside goes Spin Cycle, who's down toward the inside, in fact, and he's about 5 lengths off the lead. As Perfect Day moved up and by him, then back to the Wayne Factor third last. Brookside is second last, and the veteran campaigner Joshua's Comprise is last of the 9 as they roll into the backstretch. Up front, the leader is still a ridden hard nephew Howard D. By ahead. Up on the outside, Indian Scout is second under Manny Cruz with 5 furlongs to go. WW Concerto is third off the speed. Francesco Appeal is next, followed 3 wide by Perfect Day. Then back to Spin Cycle. Brookside tries to improve to the outside of the Wayne Factor, and Joshua's Comprise not keeping up at all inside half a mile away. Into the far turn they race, and under siege throughout, nephew Howard D holds a narrow lead. Indian Scout up on the outside is still second. They've begun to sprint, and they're 5 or 6 ahead of Francesco Appeal, who's trying to get a move on third. WW Concerto is fourth. Everyone else is just so far back as they run to the top of the stretch. Nephew Howard D tries to bottom out Indian Scout and hold off an on-rushing Francesco Appeal. The Wayne Factor throws his hat into the ring under Mena. He'll move to the outside of inside of Francesco Appeal with 3/16 to go. Now things getting dicey. Shortening up is nephew Howard D. To the attack now, Brookside, Perfect Day toward the inside. The Wayne Factor and Francesco Appeal lining across the course. The Wayne Factor up for a narrow lead. Nephew Howard D tries to stay with him. The Wayne Factor has the lead. The Wayne Factor won it. Close for second, nephew Howard D, or an on-rushing Spin Cycle. Then back to Francesco Appeal.
Wow, number 8, the Wayne Factor wins it, lights up the board and pays $59.80. Running second was the 9, nephew Howard D, and that exacta for $2 paid $980.60. The 8, the Wayne Factor, owned and trained by Allison Escobar and ridden to victory today by Raul Mena. 10th and final race, 1 mile on the turf. These are maiden 2-year-olds. Scratch the also eligible entries 13, 14, and 15.
And runners away. A couple of them got bonked around at the start. They were False Info and Lucky Mike, who took the worst of it. My Little Rock Star wins the start and now establishes a neck in front toward the inside. That's Red Fog, who races early second ahead of Thulman Park, who's away in third. Then it's a trio comprised of False Info, Curioso, and Macho Mania. Macho Mania will be 3 or 4 wide as they hit at that first turn run. My Little Rockstar didn't corner that well, so now inheriting the lead is Red Fog. Back mid-flight and racing 6 lengths off the lead is the Gray, Sky's Sun, with Megabucks next. Then it's another length and a half back to Katara Pass. Lucky Mike is at the back of the field. Second last early is Peace Envoy. And then it's a gap of 6 or 7 to the trailer Steadily, who's not keeping up at all. Down the backstretch they go, less than 5 furlongs to run on the race. And with the advantage, it's Red Fog in front to half a length. Thulman Park is second. My Little Rockstar third, Curioso fourth. False Info is now racing fifth from Macho Mania. Then Megabucks and Sky's Sun. Gap of another 2.5 lengths to the tandem of Katara Pass and Lucky Mike. Still 5 to Peace Envoy, and still far back to Steadily. Inside 3/8 of a mile to run as they swing around the far turn. Red Fog by ahead. Thulman Park on the outside, poised to strike second. Macho Mania has covered ground but is still only a length and a half off the lead. Curioso is next. Lucky Mike from the back, and they're at the top of the stretch. Red Fog cuts the corner with a narrow lead. Thulman Park to the attack second. Macho Mania unleashed down the center. Late run coming from and running on Lucky Mike in between horses as they come inside the final 16th of a mile. Red Fog pleading for the wire. Macho Mania, here's a late run from Megabucks. He might have them all. Here's the line photo finish. 3 horses across the course, impossible to tell. Red Fog inside, Megabucks outside, Macho Mania from between them in a thriller.
Number 3, Megabucks, just gets up and wins it by a nose. What a race. Pays $10.80. Owned by Live Oak Plantation. Trained by Mike Trombetta and ridden to victory by our leading rider, Edgar Zayas. In the pick 5 today, 5 of 5, $39,290.35. 4 of 5, $242.90. They got the Rainbow 6, 6 of 6, a 20-cent wager paid, $162,143.62. The Super High 5 carryover going into Sunday, $16,564.39. And that wraps up Saturday's action. We're right back here on Sunday with another 10-race card. Our first race post at 1:15 p.m. Should be a fun day of racing. Good night and good luck.
Hit the hay. I've been working all day. Hit the hay. What do you say? Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Well, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Jack, I'm so tired.